Hi, y'all. My name is Lars Jan, and I'm a director, writer, and interdisciplinary artist based on Tongvaland, currently referred to as Los Angeles. Thank you for your continued attention. I know it is an act of love. I am inspired. I'm excited to be in this group of human beings communicating with you in this way, but it's also an endurance activity. Crux, can I have those next slides, please? So I make projects at an epic scale, including performances, installations, sculptures, videos, and printed works about complex issues that are usually melting my brain, perhaps your brain, like climate change, surveillance, the insanity of national borders, and the nature of protest. And I make art because I think humans can do better. And my practice is how I create space for imagining with other people what better might look like. And honestly, I sometimes feel naive to believe in better and to be an optimist because I'm the child of emigres from Afghanistan and Poland. And because of where my people are from, I've always been suspicious of where history is leading us. So for years, I've been hounded by a question that I keep exploring through my work because that's better than thinking about it in the dark by myself, which I do anyway. Next slide, Crux. Can we evolve before we become extinct? And I don't have any tattoos, but if I had tattoos, this would be the tattoo that my aura would have. Next slide, please. So I'm going to tell you about a past work for a sec because it's the ancestor of my creative capital project. There's images playing of it right now. It's called Holocene. It's theater, dance, installation, and visual art. It connects the patterns of short-term human behaviors to long-term changes in the biosphere. And the piece is sited in public space and features a tank that fills and drains with water in less than 60 seconds. And as the water fills the tank, performers adapt their choreographies, which are based on video submissions of everyday behaviors from around the world. And in Holocene, I built a team and assembled huge resources with a lot of help, honestly, with help from actually a lot of people who are here right now, to make something I honestly didn't know how to accomplish technically, and to my knowledge, didn't have a precedent. And once we got to perform it around the world, I fell in love with the connection it realized between spectacle, accessibility, and activism. Crux, can I see that talismanic Venn diagram? Yes, that's the one. So now I'm drawing on skills I developed in that process to pull off my creative capital project, Rome. Next slide. Rome is a mixed reality performance that uses genomic modeling and paleoanthropology to speculate the movement of the Afghan side of my family 40,000 years into the past. So to begin, an audience of about 80 people are in the bleachers of an international or US version of a football field. No idea why the US version is called football, but anyway, could be at a university or a high school or in a massive interior space. And initially all is conjured with the bodies and voices of a few performers. Next slide, please. It begins in the present at a school for girls founded by my mom outside Kabul. True story. It then moves backward in time to her tailoring shop outside Boston, where she creates 300 blankets in the days after 9/11 for first responders. And further back, she struggles in the US as an illegal immigrant. That slide should be, can I see the next slide just to black maybe, Crux? Should fade, thanks. She struggles in the US as an illegal immigrant, and her mother commits suicide by immolation. She cross-dresses for a childhood performance, and her great-grandfather survives being buried for 7 days after an earthquake. And as the thread of my family history unravels entirely, the performance evolves in a big way. Next slide. So the audience then steps onto the sports field, wears augmented reality glasses, and begins to roam. When viewed through the glasses, the field becomes a river-carved valley and bleachers become tree-covered mountain slopes. Grouped into separate moving bands and guided by performers, the now fully mobile audience witnesses the rewilding of the natural environment. Old-growth forests are restored and herds of megafauna roam where domesticated sheep previously grazed. The audience frightens away wolves from a mammoth carcass. They gather wood and build a fire. And eventually, two audience groups encounter one another, and the AR glasses change the appearance of each group to the other. One looks like Sapiens, the other like Neanderthals. Two species of humans, both built tools, cooked, traded, both made art. But one of these human species has disappeared from the face of the earth. Why? Can we evolve before we become extinct? And can the audience's own answer, or yours, be nourished by a visceral, intimate, and participatory experience of our deep past? Rome zooms in on one specific family story, mine, but it also suggests that after we leap back some thousands of years, our ancestors not only led similar lives, they were in some cases the same people. We're related. But maybe being related isn't enough. Maybe we need to be a team. I want the audience to get their blood pumping so that they enter the digital wormhole Fantasia in a physically embodied way together. From an accessibility and safety perspective, sports fields are a great place to play. And thematically, they're a prism for our relationship to competition and violence. From the Taliban stoning women to death in the Afghan National Stadium to the Superdome after Hurricane Katrina, stadiums reflect our values. Rome is an invitation for the audience to consider theirs. So right now, I'm in the research and team building phase, which means I have a lot to do, and I'm targeting a premiere in 2024. I'm looking to meet with technical directors working in extended reality with an interest in performance, a hardware partner looking to stretch what's possible with their gear, and a mad producer with a taste for new terrain and hopefully some experience with new technologies. Finally, I'll need technical residencies all along the way, and I'd love to hear your questions. Thanks.